Hello, and welcome to the BYU Family History Library webinar series. We're glad you could join us today. I'm Anna Allred, and I'll be your host for this webinar. If you have technical difficulties during the webinar, please use the chat box and I can address your concerns. You are welcome to use the chat box during the webinar for comments, insights, and questions. However, all questions will be addressed at the end of the presentation. Our next webinar will be on June 2nd with James Baker on the 50 things you need to know about DNA. If you would like to access a previous webinar, please visit our webinar index on our website or search on our YouTube channel. All of our webinars are recorded and uploaded by the following Monday for your convenience. We also post links to recordings and other updates on our Facebook and Twitter accounts. For today's webinar, we are pleased to hear from Jacqueline Kanyuck, who will be giving a presentation on getting individualized help through FamilySearch. Jacqueline is a United States and Canada Research Specialist at the FamilySearch Family History Library in Salt Lake. She graduated from BYU with a bachelor's in family history and genealogy. Jacqueline's research specialties include the U.S. South Central region. She also specializes in Canadian research with an emphasis on the Atlantic provinces. She also can read German and French records, including the Old German script writing. And if Jacqueline, if you're ready, we'll turn the time over to you.
Great, thank you so much. So I will share on my screen here. Perfect. All right, so as you said, we're talking about getting individualized help through FamilySearch.org. So today I wanted to kind of cover three main areas of services that we offer. First one are our virtual genealogy consultations. Second is our newest, the Family History Library Record Lookup service. And the last is our Family History Library webinars. So let's begin by talking about the virtual genealogy consultation service. So you may ask, what are these? Well, these are free 20-minute sessions that are held via Zoom. So they're available worldwide. And all of us research specialists come through Zoom. So that's easy to use with technology-wise. Our research specialists are able to offer research guidance, give different methodology and next steps to assist you with your research goals. We also have a group of individuals who help with different family search questions, as if you're just getting started with family history or just getting started with using our website. We have a lot of people there to help you. So you may ask, well, who is helping me with these consultation services and why are they qualified to help me? The first group of people that we have helping are our research specialists from the Family History Library. We are employees of FamilySearch and have been employed specifically with our research skills in mind. So we have all either done accreditations, or have done a lot of family history research and are qualified to be able to help you to answer your different research questions. We also have missionaries and volunteers from the Family History Library helping with us. For those of you who've been into the Family History Library in Salt Lake, you might have noticed the floor is filled with a bunch of missionaries and some volunteers. All of these are vetted missionaries and volunteers who have gone through specific training to be able to help you with your family history needs. We also have missionaries from the BYU Family History Library helping with us. These missionaries started helping us during Roots Tech, and they have continued to be such a great support system for us, and we've been so grateful that they are willing to stick on and help us with the service, especially as we've been getting traction with getting consultations. And the last group of people that you might encounter as you sign up for these consultations are volunteers from worldwide family history centers. We have a lot of different family history centers throughout the world, and some of those who help with our consultation service include some from California, some from Utah, other places in the US, and we even are working on those outside the US down in Latin America, especially down in Brazil. So before we get started on telling you how you can sign up for these consultations, I kind of wanted to share a couple of success stories to kind of help motivate you and give you an idea of why this consultation service is a great resource for you. So this is a first story from Sister Peterson. She's one of the missionaries on our US-Canada zone. So she was helping a guest doing African-American research. The guest had actually signed up for multiple sessions, and after following all their different advice, still hadn't gotten quite a good answer for her problem. So as she was talking with the guest, Sister Peterson actually suggested looking at the Freedmen's records, which hadn't been discussed before with her. So she was able to use the FamilySearch Research Wiki to teach the guests about the record collection. And then within a couple of minutes, they actually worked together to kind of teach her how to use the collection. And they were able to find her enslaved ancestor in this collection. Not only did the collection list her ancestor, but also listed 2 sons that had never been linked to her family before. So not only did she find her ancestor in a new record that helped to answer one of her questions, but also she was able to expand her family tree. So this is a great asset that we were able to find in just a couple minutes as we were teaching a guest in a consultation. In another story, we have Ellie Vance, who she does a lot of different Russian, Slavic, German research help. So hers, she was helping a patron to locate a town for her great-great-grandfather who came from Russia. And they'd done quite a bit of research on this immigrant ancestor in the US, but was only able to determine a certain region of Russia that they came from. With Ellie's help, they found an obituary of the relative and stated the exact town where they came from. But even though they had this name of the town, they couldn't quite figure out where it was in modern day time or in different records. And so she was able to use a Volga German surname database with some variations in spelling, and they were able to determine the actual place name of this town. And then this guest came back a couple sessions a little bit later to Ellie again, and they were actually able to find where the records for the town were. And then after that, they were able to add 21 new people to her tree within a matter of weeks. So, you know, with a little bit of help on our end to kind of push you and nudge you and give you the information that you need to know, they were able to expand their tree immensely. Next, we have from Sister Bennett. She's another US-Canada researcher, and she actually helps a lot with our beginner family history consultation service, the Getting Started with Family Search. So she was able to connect with this beginner and taught her how to use hints on the tree, which is might be very simple to some of those who've done research more. But after teaching her, the guest sent a follow-up email a couple weeks later asking to meet again and show her what she was found, because she was so excited. So Sister Bennett was able to get on and meet with her and, you know, see what she had done with the growing tree and give her a little bit more advice on how to keep going further. And then a couple weeks later, she got another email back saying she wanted again to meet with her and include her mom and her sister and her cousin. So all 5 were able to then meet together, and the guest showed off all the research she had done for the family. And it really helped to spread this whole spirit of doing genealogy work and really motivated the family to work together and do family history. So it was a big family experience together and not just a personal one. And one of the last stories we wanted to talk a little bit was from one of our research specialists, Lauren. So she was trying to help with an Italian ancestor and finding a birth record there. So the guest had given a list of about 5 different cities where the ancestor may have been born, but wasn't quite sure how to find the birth record here. So she was able to show her a website. And just by her showing a website that had records, you know, is a great tool. But, you know, when a guest doesn't feel comfortable with that, we'd love to help teach you guys. That's one of the biggest things about our consultation service, is that it's a great teaching opportunity. That way it's not just giving you a fish, but it's teaching you how to fish. So Lauren decided to work together to find birth records in the first town together. And from there, she could, you know, set her on her way. So they shared her screen, and from there, Lauren was able to teach her where to click to find birth records for the years that they were born. And then they opened the collection, and Lauren started to describe how these records were organized and how you can find where the names are, even if you don't speak Italian. And from there, right as soon as they opened the collection, they froze and realized that they were staring at her ancestor's name. This is a crazy great experience, showing that even while we're teaching, you can learn new things and you can keep finding records for your family. And through this experience, it helped the guest to feel really confident and enough that she could do it on her own. And that's the whole goal of our consultations, is not to just give you the information, but to help you so you know where to find the information on your own and help to teach your family or your friends or your neighbors. So hopefully I persuade you a little bit about some of the perks of our service. And of course, it's absolutely free. We will never charge for it. So it's a great tool for all of you. If you're ever feeling stuck with your family history, if you're ever feeling like you just need a couple more tools under your tool belt, we'd love to help you. So how do you sign up for this? Well, here we have the following link, and let me actually post this link in the chat here for you guys. Let's see, right here, it's pulling up. It's not pulling up for me. I will post all the links at the end of the chat. At the end of this webinar, I'll make sure to give you the links for these different services, since it's not pulling up for me right now. But you'll use the link that I give you, and you can actually find it in the wiki yourself as well. If you go to FamilySearch.org and under the search and research wiki, you can type in virtual genealogy consultations, and that will lead you to this website. So let's actually go there together. Let me share my screen and switch it over here. All right, so this is our wiki page for the virtual genealogy consultations. So as you scroll down, you can note that a lot of the things I've started talking to you about, like what we do in these consultations, as well as who helps to give these consultations, it's all listed in this wiki page. So if you ever forget, we have the wiki page for you to remind you. One other thing that I haven't touched on is that the languages that we offer. So not only do we offer these consultations in English, but also Spanish and Mandarin. So those are all available to you and to any friends and family who need that help. So then we go through the different booking process. Again, we like to emphasize these are 20-minute consultations, but you are welcome to sign up for as many as you need. But we do ask that you don't book more than one consultation in a given week. That way we have the opportunity to assist as many people as possible. And as we scroll down here, we have a lot more information for you. There's this big blue button right here to book your virtual genealogy consultation. So we'll click on that and we'll show you the website. So this is our website here for Schedule Once or Once Hub site. And you can select an area of research. So these are the different categories that we offer. So here's our Getting Started with Family Search for any of those who are beginning with family history or beginning with Family Search. And we can help teach you the tools on the Family Search website and help you get started with any family history that you're wanting to do. We also offer DNA consultations. Instead of 20-minute consultations, these are actually 40-minute consultations, but you get to meet with some DNA research specialists. And we actually offer 3 different types of DNA consultations. The first is a Getting Started. We also have an adoption one and a brick wall DNA consultation. So as you're trying to figure out your DNA needs, you can kind of choose between those categories and get picked with and select the right research specialist to help with your needs. So we'll come back here. We offer immigration ones. So if you can click here, you can kind of see we have different immigration to US and Canada and to different Latin America, the UK, all from different areas of the country, of the world. And then we split them up into the different continents or areas of the world. So we can begin by looking at the United States and Canada ones, and I'll show you what we offer here. For United States and Canada consultations, we offer Canada, United States. We also offer African American consultations and Native American consultations, as well as some with United States Jewish ancestors. We recognize that with certain ethnicities, there are certain record types that are different than just doing basic research. So we tried to offer a little bit more specialized services there to be able to help meet your guys' needs. And come back here and look at our next countries. I want you to note here that we have a lot of countries and a lot of different places to research. However, we might not have everything. And the reason this is because we only want to offer what we feel we can give the best service to you at. And so as we grow and as we expand who helps us with our consultation service, we hope to be able to offer more countries and offer more help to you. And so you can see these are all in alphabetical order, but we have them all throughout Europe. I'll just kind of slowly kind of scroll through all these so you can see what we have. So there's a lot of different countries that we offer. And hopefully we've gotten a majority of what you guys would need help with. Along with Europe, we also have Latin America and some Caribbean areas. And so again, all of these are going to be in alphabetical order, so hopefully they're really easy for you to find. And one thing to stress here is that if you ever don't find your area of specialty, that's okay. Try using our community pages on FamilySearch or reaching out into an email. We have our email on this website, the online consultations at familysearch.org. So if you need questions asked or if you have questions about our consultation service, please feel free to send us an email and we'll try to respond as soon as we can with an answer to your problem. We also have some Oceania areas of research, as well as some Asia and Africa. And a lot of these Asia ones are also offered in Mandarin for you. I'll show you. We have a couple in Africa. You might find it funny that we have African American ancestors here, but we found it necessary. So that's great. So I kind of want to show you a little bit about how to sign up through here. So say I wanted to sign up for a Canada consultation. I have Canada ancestors. So we'll come into here to this Canadian ancestors part, and you get to choose your time zone. So we offer throughout the world, whatever time zone you're at, you can just click through here and select which time zone. So I'll make sure I'm here in Salt Lake area and click continue here. Then you'll notice you have a big map. So you might think, oh, there's not a lot of consultations. Well, make sure you can click these arrow buttons to see what we actually offer, because it might be over a month transition point. So if I was open Monday the 7th, say 3 p.m. I was open. So whenever date you can click on, you'll see the hours that we have open for people to be able to help. And when you choose your time zone, it will convert to your time zone. So you'll see them in your time. So if I wanted the 7th around 3 p.m., I could click here, click continue. And this will bring you to a booking page where you can fill all your information about your ancestors. And please be as specific as possible. That way it helps us to better prepare for your consultation. So you can see here, my research specialist would be Lynn Rasmussen. And so you can fill out your name and your email here. We even have different things about if you've already had a consultation with us, and we can look up your records of what you've answered in the past, and then figure out what else they had been already suggesting for you, so we don't try to offer the same suggestions. We also ask what your experience of research is. This helps us to better understand what your needs are and what you may or may not have encountered while doing your own research. So like if you're a professional researcher, we probably won't go over different tools on FamilySearch. Versus if you're a beginner, maybe we'll teach you a little bit about the research wiki or teach you about the FamilySearch catalog. So there's a lot of different opportunities as you answer these questions. And we always like to stress you come up with a goal. What do you want to know in this? What do you want to learn or to discuss during a research strategy session? Please note, again, our consultation services aren't to necessarily answer your problem, but rather discuss opportunities and ways for you to solve them. One big tip for you guys is to always offer us a way to see an online tree for you, whether it's a public ancestry tree, or if you give us the ID number of the deceased ancestor that you're working with on FamilySearch. This allows us to see what sources you've already attached, or to see what information you know or don't know about the rest of your family. And it can really help us into better preparing for your consultation. So then you're able to have a better consultation experience. So once you finish filling out all this information, you just hit done, and it sends you an email with all the Zoom link and information there. And I can show you what that will look like. So when you get a booking, you will get an email that looks a little bit like this. Let me kind of zoom in for you. Let's see. So you'll get your booking is confirmed, and you'll see your name here, and then information about the booking system here. After that, you'll see there's a booking details section underneath where you'll see the date and time which you signed up for, and then there's a virtual meeting location with your Zoom link. So when you're ready to join your meeting, you just come back to this email and you can click on that Zoom link here. It's really simple and hopefully hyperlinked for you, so it's just a simple click to get into your consultation. Let me zoom back out for you. So that's, hopefully I've taught you a little bit more about signing up for consultations. It's a rather simple process once you have the first steps. And again, I will, at the end of this, at the end of the webinar, I will make sure to post those links that I show here in the chat. So again, I'll go over the steps again. You can use the following link and book your consultation Then check your email for confirmation. And within that confirmation email, you'll have the Zoom link to join on the day of. So you just use the Zoom link to join the meeting. So I kind of wanted to now talk about some tips for a great experience for you and for the research specialist. First thing, we've seen a lot of people who don't type the right email. So always double, triple, quadruple check your email when you're scheduling. This ensures that you get the right email and that we have the right email so that you can join the consultation. You wouldn't believe how big of a problem this is. So if you just always double check it. The next is to provide us with the public tree or ID number for your deceased ancestor. I already stressed this a little bit, but I'll double stress it. It's a big tool for us to be able to help you in the best manner possible. Also be specific in your dates and places. If you just say United States or you just say Britain as a place of birth, that's not really going to be able to help us to get collections that you could use or give you better ideas. Whereas if you gave us a county and a state in the US, or if you gave us a town of birth in a foreign country, those would be better tools for us to use. We'd be able to give you better collections for you to use in the consultation. The next tip for you is to look over your family before the consultation. It is really useful for you to understand your family the day before or before you get into the consultation. That way you're not trying to refresh yourself as you're trying to refresh us with what you've done. So look it over the day before or the morning of your consultation. That way you're able to remember exactly what you had done research on previously and whatever problems that you've already faced with your family. And along with that is come with those previously searched sources. A lot of times we'll come up with a list of different sources for you to look for. So it's really helpful for you to tell us what you've already searched, especially if you don't say it in that booking form. If you come in the consultation and tell us, then we can check those off the list. And so then we don't spend too much time covering sources that you might have already checked. And one of the last things is to take notes. Get a Word document out or get a piece of paper out to take notes as we're talking. And keep in mind, sometimes we don't necessarily give you the right idea, but maybe our suggestion of ours makes you think of something you haven't thought of before. So always take notes and write it down so you can have it for after the session. And the last thing is to sign up for another consultation. We have a lot of people who are repeat guests, and that is a great tool for us and for you to be able to talk through problems. And as you go and take our tips and our suggestions, it's great for you to use those suggestions and come back and say, here's what I found or here's what I didn't find. And that makes it more personalized for you and gives you a better experience because we have a better understanding of what you've already gone through. So again, use the consultation service as much as you'd like. We'd love to see you. We'd love to help you and teach you as we're all doing family history together. The next service I want to talk about is our record lookup service. This is actually a new service that we've started offering, and it's a lookup service that is possible with the help from our staff and volunteers at the Family History Library. We recognize that there's a big want and need for different records that you can't access from outside the library. So especially while we're closed down, this is a service that we wanted to be able to provide to help people around the world. One big thing I have to stress is that it's not a research service, so you need to be pretty specific when you fill out the request forms. So let's go and look at what this is here. Let me switch over my screen to show you. And again, I will give this link in the chat along with the other ones. So this is the Family History Library Record Lookup Service page. We have a lot of information about our record lookup service here that I won't necessarily cover as much now. We offer it in a lot of different languages, about 15 different languages. And then right here is this handy dandy little green button to go to the form. So make sure you fill out your name, your last name, and your email. Again, same thing with the consultation service. Make sure to double check your email. If you don't put in the right email, we can't get the information to you. And then through here, we want you to be pretty specific about what numbers or what names you're needing. That way we can help you to the best of our abilities. If you're not specific enough, we're not really able to help you. But be aware that we do have to follow different copyright laws and different policies that we face. So we will respond if there's a copyright law or something in place that we can't give you the information. but hopefully this service is of great use for any of you who aren't able to go to the Family History Library right now. That way you can access records for your family that you're needing. So this is a great service that we are now offering. And again, I'll give the links later in the chat. Great. So again, keep in mind the copyright restrictions. That's my last bullet point there. All right. So the last service I wanted to cover is our Family History Library webinars. So these are actually free online classes that are broadcast over Zoom, Facebook, and I don't right here, but we actually started doing them over YouTube now. So we have different services, different broadcasting systems now. And they are all taught by our Family History Library Research Specialist. And they're taught over a variety of topics and research locations. So if you're looking for things on US, great. If you're looking at things on Germany, or we previously had a whole seminar day on Irish research. So we have a lot of different webinars for you to take advantage of. And again, here, we'll go over to this link and I'll kind of show you what this website is. So this is our Family History Library classes and webinars page. Through here, you'll see in this green box up here, there's a list of all the different classes that we offer in chronological order. Now, if you're looking for a specific topic, we actually list them in topical order as well. So we have ones for general family search webinars, and each one has their own handout link as well that you can access on the right-hand side. So if you're looking for different family search or general researching guidance, this is a great resource for you. We actually are teaching a class tomorrow with the US class. We have a Q&A research webinar. And so you can access that here. And there's all these different links for you to register, and then it will send you the Zoom link to your email to be able to join. We also broadcast them over Zoom and Facebook. So be on the lookout for over those different platforms, and you'll be able to see when we go live. So again, we have different ones in United States. We have some for Asia, British Isles, different European areas of webinars. So go to this page and see if there's any upcoming classes that are interesting to you. We only have our current list up to August of 2021, and every month we update it to the next month and the next month thereon. So keep an eye out there. Perfect. So let me come back here. Right, so that is everything that I have for us today. So hopefully I was able to give you guys a few tips and tricks and some places for you to get some more individualized help. One of the big stresses that I'd like to emphasize is these virtual genealogy consultations. These are a great tool for you, for any of those who are majors for BYU. If you're needing help with research problems with your classes, please come on and meet with one of us. Maybe we can give you some ideas for your projects, or even your own personal research. And for anyone interested in family history research, that also goes for you. Whatever kind of projects you're working on or any kind of problems you're facing, we'd love to help you answer any of those questions. Perfect. I guess, Anna, do we have any questions?
Yes, we do. From Peter Thorne, he asks, are the classes recorded so we can view them at our convenience?
So our classes, they are recorded as they're being broadcast over Facebook and YouTube. So they're available for a limited amount of time. We aren't able to determine the amount of time, so we say limited, but yes, they are. And then eventually most of our classes are recorded and uploaded onto the FamilySearch Learning Center.
Awesome. Are there any other questions out there? And I'm going to share my screen real quick.
Absolutely.
And then that can give you a chance, Jacqueline, to send those links out into the chat.
Perfect. Hi, you can see my face. I'm here, a real person. Yes, let me send those web links for you guys. So there's the link in the chat for the virtual consultations. And the one for the record lookup service. And then lastly, for those webinars. And again, we'd love to help serve you. We love to teach you guys. So all these are great learning and teaching opportunities for us and for you. And all of them are free as well. Yeah, that's Elder Thorne. He does help with our online consultations.
Well, awesome. Well, if there's no other questions out there, I'm just going to say thank you so much for joining us today. And there's a chat. So thank you. And so, yeah, so get those links real quick right now. And so I hope that you'll join us next week for our webinar on June 2nd. And a recording of this webinar will be made available next week. You can view that on our YouTube channel or on our website. If you have any comments or questions, you can always email us at fhl_webinars@byu.edu or follow Facebook and Twitter. Thank you and have a wonderful week.